What is going on, my internet family? I'm Fero. I'm hoping you guys are having a fantastic Monday. If you're not having a fantastic day, you guys already know the tagline. Kick today in the butt. You're in charge of your life is not in charge of you. Hope you guys had a great weekend. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend in the last couple of days, and I was sifting through a lot of news and trying to pick out exactly what I wanted to talk about. So in today's video, we're going to end up talking about the earthquake that happened in the Midwest. I woke up to it here. It's pretty crazy. We're also going to talk about SpaceX and the explosion that happened on the launch pad. North Korea decided to launch a couple more missiles right as G20 started. We're going to talk about Trump's live feed being cut again, and also we're going to talk about the infamous Brock Turner. So without stalling anymore, let's go ahead and get right into today's video.
Just do it!
Yeah, what he said. Alright, so just jumping right into it, Saturday morning, there was a 5.6 magnitude earthquake. It was right outside Ponca City, Oklahoma, which is right the northern part of Oklahoma, right in the middle about. A lot of people believe that this has to do with fracking. Now, this earthquake happened about 7:02, 7:03 a.m. on Saturday morning, Central Time, and it was felt all the way to Arizona, all the way up to Chicago, Missouri, and the Kansas area. Now, I live right outside of Kansas City, and I was up Saturday morning. I was talking with my dad actually at the kitchen table, and the next thing we know, the walls are starting to kind of do this creaking noise. Now, we're originally from California, but I was a very young baby when we moved from California to the Midwest. So my dad has always grown up with earthquakes in Northern California and San Francisco area. So at that point, chandelier started moving, and I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, what is this? I look at my dad, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? My dad was just like, well, if it gets any worse, we'll have to run outside or something. Thankfully, no damage happened here. I'm so glad that there was no loss of life or any casualties or any damage at all really reported. It was really terrifying also, I will have to say, because you're sitting there, you're listening to the walls kind of shake and creak. The whole house is being moved. But overall, I'm just glad it wasn't some giant earthquake like a 9 point something, because they say that for every point, this was a 5.6 magnitude. From 5.6 to 5.7, that's supposed to be 10 times worse. So a 5.7 is 10 times worse than a 5.6 magnitude. Moving on from that, we're going to talk about SpaceX. If you don't know what SpaceX is Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, or SpaceX for short, which was started, founded, and run by Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the creator of Tesla. He is an entrepreneur, and he does have dabbles in a lot of different technologies. The dude has his hand in a lot of stuff. Well, SpaceX is a company that has really risen over the last couple years because they offer lower costs and promise accelerated launch schedules. And they have a really solid safety record too. On Thursday, they had a rocket that was going to send an undisclosed payload into space. A lot of people thought it was a NASA satellite. Some other people were having some other speculations, which I will get to here in a second. But on the launch pad, right as it was in the launch sequence, it exploded. Some people just think that there were some parts that were a little messed up. Maybe the rush schedule to get things up into space was a bit of a drawback. Maybe there was an error made. Nobody is really for sure what happened, but it was a very, very expensive problem. SpaceX does advertise to get a commercial satellite manufactured. It is time consuming, but it is possible to get done within 2 years. The cost of such is about $200 to $400 million. The rocket that blew up on the launch pad on Thursday is rumored to be between $200 and $300 million. Now, I was sifting through Reddit articles about this, and there's a lot of different articles that popped up that had a link between this rocket and Facebook. So people believe there's a Facebook satellite they were going to put up, NASA probe, or even just another commercial satellite of some sort. They are saying that once you get this satellite into orbit, it pays itself back in full within a few years, and then the lifespan of that satellite is anywhere from 10 to 20 years in orbit, profit even more. It is a lot of money on the front end. The overall profit over the next 10 to 20 years is substantial, and it's well worth the investment. A lot of people are speculating that the rocket was sabotaged. Since the payload was classified and nobody knows exactly what was in that cargo hold, what that satellite actually was, some people believe that whoever did know what that was actually sabotaged the rocket, did something so that during the launch sequence it would explode like it did. Now, this creates a whole big cloud of controversy, but it is something to kind of ponder upon, which is why I brought it up. Is there something deeper in this, or is this just technology gone wrong? You know, technology is not completely perfect. Things fail all the time. Now, investigators are contributing that the fact that they rushed their schedule to get the satellites up probably had something to do with the explosion, but I'm gonna leave it to you guys. What do you think happened? Moving on from that, and we're still gonna be talking about rockets, kind of a different spin. If you guys remember back a couple of videos, I talked about North Korea launching their rocket. First rocket that actually went into international water. It went into the Sea of Japan, which is their air defense zone, as you can see here in this chart. Like I said said at the end of that video, who knows, it might happen again. Well, it did. As some of you guys know right now, over in China, the G20 summit is happening. G20 summit is where all world leaders are coming together. They're talking about e-commerce, they're talking about economy, they're talking about trade, all kinds of deals are done. Well, having all the world leaders in one spot is a security risk. And with that, a lot of people were on alarm when North Korea, yet again, launched more missiles straight into the Sea of Japan. Officials do believe that the 3 missiles that were launched were called the Rodong missiles, which are kind of the smaller missiles of North Korea's fleet, and they can fly about 620 miles. Problem with this whole thing is North Korea is not disclosing, hey, we are doing tests, we're doing launches. They're just doing it. North Korea is known for just doing whatever they want. What really put them on alarm about this is the fact that the range of those missiles could also reach where the G20 summit is. Another thing that's putting them on alarm is the fact that the North and South Korean peninsula is so close to Japan, and the Sea of Japan is right there. 2 weeks ago, they launched that 1 missile out of a submarine right off the coast of North Korea. Now, the 3 missiles did come from a land-based launch pad. Senior U.S. officials are calling North Korea's actions very reckless and irresponsible. The fact that they are not giving any warning, and the fact that they're putting a lot of countries on edge, especially Japan. Senior officials also stated that they believe that North Korea's technology is becoming more advanced because all 3 missiles followed the same exact flight pattern, were launched at the same time, and hit right about the same place in the sea. So they believe that their targeting abilities are becoming very in tune. Of course, world leaders are hoping that North Korea does not try to take any war actions, trying to use this technology and what they're doing to actually wage war on anyone or strike attacks, because that would be terrible for the loss of life. Of course, Japan's on edge because you've got hostile North Korea right across the sea launching missiles up in the air. You don't know where they're going. You don't know if they have a payload. You have no idea. You just know, oh, there's a rocket launch. Crap, where is it going? But instead of focusing on all this negativity, I want to show you guys a video that I came across this morning of a flight attendant giving his exiting speech. They had just landed at the terminal. And if you guys have flown on a plane, you've always had that little exiting speech. They say, oh, you know, please keep your trays up. And the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. You guys are free to get up and move about the cabin. Make sure you check your luggage because it could have shifted during flight. You don't want it falling on you, etc., etc. Well, this guy takes his job even more seriously and puts a little cartoon spin on it. I want you guys to watch this and hopefully it really cheers you guys up. Check this out.
Shh. Be very, very quiet. We have reached your destination.
What's up, Ducks? This is Bugs Bunny here, and on behalf of this flight crew and Southwest Airlines, welcome to Chicago, the Windy City. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened, seatbacks and tray tables in the full upright and locked position, and make sure all your carrying items are stowed where they are. When the captain joins off the fasten seatbelt sign, please be careful when opening up the overhead bins, for items may have shifted during flight and could fall out. And trust me, you wouldn't want to get a bump on the noggin. Ooh, we also want to wish good luck to the Utah Valley's University men's soccer team. They're ranked top 20 in the nation, the green team, or should I say the dream team.
Oh, you screwy wabbit! You may now use your small, portable electronic devices, but please remain seated with your carry-on stowed. Oh, brother, listen, folks. Please be advised the aircraft doors will be open during ground service, right? For your safety and any children, husbands, or sports teams you are supervising, please remain clear of the front and back doors. This goes for you too, Elliot. If you're connected here to another fine Southwest flight, please check the TV monitor in the terminal for your flight gate number, that is.
Have you tried the business select? You're guaranteed to be one of the first aboard. And earn extra rapid reward points and an adult beverage.
Next time you're traveling, visit Southwest.com for great low fares on flights, car rentals, hotels, vacation packages, and Tweety Bird sandwiches.
Oh, you bad old buddy kid. We certainly have enjoyed sharing part of our day with you. We know you have a choice when you fly, and we thank you for choosing Southwest Airlines.
Remember, we are the Love Airlines. Have fun more peanuts. Ooh, you rootin' tootin' varmints. Get me the heck off of this dang near contraption. I want to go home.
Me, what a maroon. Take it away, Porky. That's all, folks.
Me.
I am a huge fan of Looney Tunes, and that guy's impressions were pretty much spot on. I hope that cheered up your guys' day also. I really wanted to put something that would cheer everybody up, because news is always negative, not a lot of positive news comes out. But moving on to some more controversial news. When I say the name Brock Turner, what do you guys think of? Everybody thinks of the kid that got away with rape. Everybody thinks about the kid who got a really, really extreme short sentence. Everybody thinks white privilege. Somebody paid off somebody. The conspiracies can continue and continue and continue. He was released from jail on Friday after serving a 3-month out of his 6-month sentence. People are already going, are you kidding me? 6 months for a rape? Are you serious? Now, I'm not going to go crazy into this story because you guys probably already know all about it. A lot of things were said by the judge during the prosecution about how it might ruin his career and such and that. In my opinion, I think it should ruin his career. The kid knew what he was doing. The kid did something extremely terrible, but Saturday morning, his house was surrounded by open carry protesters. Now, in Dayton, Ohio, which is where he lives, open carry of firearms is legal. Now, a lot of people did surround his home, open carrying arms, which is legal, and it is in their right to do, along with protest, but a lot of the signs were talking about castrate rapists and Brock Turner is a rapist. This guy's sign really kind of cracked me up. If I rape Brock, will I only get 3 months? It's kind of comical. It's kind of just a little unnecessary also. But I don't believe that they were there to actually cause harm to Brock. I really think they were there as a sign of people are not happy with you. Complete injustice that has happened, especially for this girl, and just a blatant sign of people can just get away with anything. It's also kind of stirring up racial things of, oh, white privilege, which I do want to kind of call BS on because it's not white privilege, it's a judge and a judicial system in that area that's completely corrupt. Now, the local police department did come out, not in huge force, but they did come out to watch the protest to make sure that nothing got hostile, nothing got violent. Nothing violent came of it. The protest was peaceful, even though there was open carry. The protesters were within their legal rights to both protest on public ground. They were on the sidewalks and the street. They weren't impeding traffic. They were completely lawful, which the police department did come out and say that they were very appreciative of, but they were still going to watch, which I understand. You got a group of people out with firearms. You're going to kind of want to watch and make sure that nothing crazy happens, which thankfully nothing did. Local fire department also came out to wash off the streets and the sidewalks because there was a lot of chalk drawing of quotes like, shoot your local rapist, and Brock Turner is a rapist and stuff like that. I had to come out and wash that all off. Now, that's not technically vandalism, but it is a kind of an inconvenience for firefighters. They could actually be out doing something more important. Now, Turner is going to be on probation for the next 3 years, and for the rest of his life, he will be labeled as a sex offender. This has also started a huge petition to recall Judge Aaron Persky, which was the judge presiding over the whole court case. Moving on to our final story, it involves Donald Trump. Yet again, he's always in the news, of course, because he is a presidential candidate. This has to do with another live feed of his being cut at a certain point. There's been a lot of controversy in the past where Donald has been talking about stuff. He's been up talking about this or talking about that, how Hillary had ties to, I can't say that word, but I'll put it right there on the screen so you guys know what I'm talking about. But he was talking about Hillary's ties to that organization, and right as he started talking about that, the live feed was cut. Like they were trying to keep information from getting out. Last month, the CNN reporter was talking about Hillary's support for anti-crime legislation in the 90s. Ultimately led to a mass incarceration of black people. Now, as she was talking about that, the live feed of that was cut. Trump was in Detroit. He went to Detroit to meet with the African American leaders of the city. City officials, church officials, predominant African American leaders of that city, to meet with them and say, as a country, what can we do to fix things? What are we missing here? He was actually going to one of the worst stricken cities in this nation to talk with the officials of what can we do better as a nation? What could I do in office to make things more beneficial for everyone? He was at Bishop Wayne T. Jackson's church in Detroit, which is a predominantly African American church in which the entire congregation was praising Trump, which is something that the media is saying that is not happening. A lot of people are saying that African American people are not happy with Trump. He's a complete racist. He's a bigot, blah, blah, blah. Again, this is the same thing with Mexico. People are saying that he only went there as a photo op to make things look better, that he's not racist. Reuters, which is a company who does a lot of live streaming and covers a lot of the political stuff with live streams, they were there filming the entire thing and providing a live stream for all other media sources. The incident occurred as Bishop Jackson presented Trump with a prayer shawl, which is a Jewish custom actually, a Bible, and offered his prayers as the black audience cheered. The whole thing was a sign of support from the black community to Trump saying, we have your back and we support you. There is a video of this which I'm not going to show, but you guys can hit the link down below and check it all out yourself. It's a very interesting video, but during the video, as he's being presented with prayer shawl and the Bible, there's a voice off camera that's heard, he's getting a shawl. Kind of in a oh crap moment. You can then hear the cameraman states, I'm shooting this. I don't care what they say. I'll take a demotion. Which you can then hear the director off camera also say, shut it down. You can then hear the word blackout before the camera kind of shakes a little bit and then goes to black. Is Trump being hardcore censored? Is the show of support in certain demographics towards Trump being censored because it doesn't help Hillary? But I encourage you guys to go check out the video I was talking about that's in this article. As always, guys, all links to everything I talk about are in the description below. I encourage you guys to go check them out and stay in tune with what's going on in the news. It's really good to know what's happening. And with that, guys, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button. If you unfortunately did not like it, it's okay to leave a dislike. I still love you guys no matter what. It's okay. But remember, guys, be the change in this world that you want to see. Only you can change things. As always, guys, thank you so very much for your support. Thank you so very much for watching this video and all my other videos. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. I'm Fero. I'm hoping you guys have a fantastic day. Be safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!